Now, as you may have heard, the Conservative conference is underway in Manchester, and Kemi Badenoch sat down with our political editor, Christopher Hope. They discuss everything from those reform defections to the future of the triple lock, her record in government, and even Gary Neville taking down the union flags. Let's take a listen.
Kemi Badenoch, thank you for talking to GB News today. Promising bold plans announced at this conference by your party on ECHR, climate change, justice too. How can voters trust you that you'll do it after not doing these things for 14 years?
Well, they can see that we're putting a lot of work into this. We didn't just rush out with the announcement without having the plans to back it up. Just look at the plans that Claire Coutinho announced on energy yesterday. Labour said that they were going to, cut bills by £300. No detail. Bills have gone up by £300. We said we can cut £165, and we've shown how. That's the honest way. But they can also trust me. When I was in government, lots of people saw what I did. We had to take collective responsibility, but many of the things that they didn't like on net zero, I was, arguing against. They can see how tough I was when it came to dealing with the issues around transgender activists, harming women and children going into single-sex spaces. I stopped Scotland from putting in self-ID. I am a Conservative, and I believe that we're the only party that can deliver that strong economy and strong borders that they want.
There were other failures too, and now we have the small boats crisis. The PM calls it the Farage boats. You might call it the Tory boats. It's caused by policies pushed by your party. The Boris wave, that was Boris Johnson. Millions came here. How do you shake off that record of failure?
So by telling people the truth. Small boats were not caused by Tory policies. They're small boats in France. They're in Italy. There is a problem with global mass migration. We tried lots of things to fix it. They didn't work. People saw that we ended up, the courts, stopping us from doing that. That's why we're leaving the ECHR, because we're tired of people using the courts to frustrate the democratic will. But you will remember that before small votes, it was channel migrants coming through the tunnel. We fixed that. We stopped that, so we can do it again. And that's what I want your viewers to know, that we believe immigration was too high under us. It happened not deliberately, but because we were trying to get more care visas, Ukrainians, people from Hong Kong.
But that was a mistake, wasn't it?
Yes, but
the Boris wave was a mistake.
Well, yes, but it was a mistake by omission. It was not clear until a year later how many people had come in. And immediately after that, we changed lots of rules to bring the numbers down. Okay. Those numbers have come down now, and we will do more.
As we speak, councillors are defecting from the Tory party to reform. 12 so far, could be as many as 20 by late morning. Are you worried by this? These are people who fought for you at the local elections. Now they're leaving and going to reform. Nigel Farage has got it and you haven't.
Well, I completely disagree. And I'm sorry to see councillors go, but at the end of the day, we are making it clear that we are Conservatives. That means fiscal responsibility. We don't want to increase welfare. We don't want nationalisation. Those are reforms policies. If people agree with those policies, then they do have to go. They're not going to get them with us. We're going to live within our means. And the point I keep making is that the people who jump from party to party based on who's leading in the polls are not the sort of people you want running your country or running your council.
Just to be clear, you would rule out any deal pre-election with reform?
I've always ruled that out. People need to know what they're voting for.
We haven't heard much about the triple lock during your conference.
That's because it's not our policy to change anything.
So you'll fight the election on the commitments to honour the
people have paid. They've paid their contribution, and I don't think that that's where we should start when it comes to cutting spending.
Yes, you'll fight the election.
I've said, Chris, you've asked me this before, and I have said yes. I have said that the triple lock is Conservative policy.
And will be at the election.
That is the election is not tomorrow. I am talking about policies for today. I have said it's a Conservative policy, but there's an election in 4 years' time. What about the stuff we've said about the economy now? Getting people into work, people who are off work or on benefits.
What do you mean state pension?
If I could just make this point, the first place to start has to be in the workplace. If people get off benefits and into work, it's a double whammy. They're paying more in taxes, we're not paying their benefits. We will grow the economy. If we grow the economy, then we don't have to worry about whether or not we can afford the triple lock. We can afford it. That's our policy.
Would you means test it? One of your Treasury team has said it reportedly that it could be means tested.
We are having a conference, and I said I want us to have debates, let people have the debates, but that's not policy. But we are not Labour or Reform where everybody's scared to say anything that the leader hasn't given permission to say. Have the debates, and then we'll decide who's right and who's wrong.
That's why I'm asking the leader what you think.
Yes, exactly.
What do you make of Gary Neville's remarks yesterday? He's been taking down flags. He says flags will be used in a negative fashion on some of his properties.
I think that that's just disgraceful. The flags are the things that bring us together. I love the Union flag. Everybody should be able to feel that the flag represents their home country. There's nothing to be ashamed of about it. It shouldn't be taken down. But that's Gary Neville for me. So.
Are you a big United fan, are you?
Crystal Palace is my family team now. I'm not a football fan, but my son is. So I go where he goes. He says we're Crystal Palace supporters.
But you're patriotic. I mean, just a different question. Why not play the national anthem at the end of your conference? You did it last year. You were on stage with the other three candidates.
Yeah, we did it on Sunday as well. Yeah.
Barely anyone in the room. But at the end of your conference, though, you'll walk out to the national anthem. Your members go out into the country singing the national anthem. Why not do that?
We've said that there's going to be singing the national anthem. We had it last year. We had it on Sunday.
Not at the end, though. When that's what some.
Well, we're going to have it on Wednesday.
Are you on Wednesday?
Yeah, we are having it on Wednesday.
Oh, are you? That wasn't the case.
Well, who said that?
Well, I was informed. We understood not to the case, but you all played the national anthem then.
Yeah. Well, we played it on Sunday. That's not something people need to worry about. Yeah, they do.
And just finally, with your members and supporters, you've given them something to walk tall about now. Some policies to defend. We've been badgering you for a year about policies. You've now got them, and the big sell starts now for you, I suppose.
Yes, it does. But I want people to know that we have thought very carefully before announcing policies. We know that announcing things without knowing how you're going to deliver them breaks trust. And that's what's happening with Labour now. They rushed into the election saying all sorts of things. They don't know how to do it. We are the only party that can get stuff done, but also tough enough to make the difficult decisions. And that's why when I see people leaving our party, I know these people aren't tough enough to deal with tough times. We need people who will stay the course, who will hold their nerve. We're the only party that's got both those things. Stronger economy, stronger borders.
And your message to Nigel Farage?
We're the only party that can deliver a stronger economy, stronger borders. When people ask about our plans, they stay robust.
Kemi Badenoch, it's great to see you. Thank you for talking to us today on GB News. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris.
Well, that was our man Chris Hope flambeing Kemi Badenoch. Let's get over now to Manchester. Chris Hope, you held Kemi's feet to the fire. Tell us more.
Yeah, that's right. I thought you had a strong lines there from Kemi Badenoch. She's saying if you're not tough enough to deal with tough times, you can go to Reform UK, answering that question about why 20 councillors have quit the party today while we were speaking to her this morning. Gary Neville's remarks are disgraceful, she said, on flags. They shouldn't be taken down from building sites. And crucially, maybe for many GB News viewers, they will play the national anthem at the end of the conference here in Manchester. We had thought they wouldn't do that. Obviously, we had Andrew Rosendale on our show yesterday, the Romford Tory MP. They now will play it, so members, activists can leave here with the national anthem ringing in their ear. That's obviously not where we thought we were yesterday. So lots there to talk about from Kemi Badenoch.